Now, man, was my it was my problem, or is my internet working well? Mhm. Yes. Okay, we're back. Now, man, are we back? Okay, I guess we're back. Yeah, just confirm on the okay on the chat. We're back. Okay, guys, it seems the stream is working again. So, as I was telling, look to each situation as glass half full because every situation is neutral. What differentiates each one is the our perception. So, what I incentivize you to do is to see things as good things to at least help you, or see like the downswing as something that it's helping you to improve your game, to improve your performance on the tables, to go deep in the mindset work, because that's what really is. Not most, but all players go through downswings, but the ones that get out of it stronger than the others are the ones that look to the downswing as an opportunity to develop new skills and be a better poker player. So, yeah, that's the second point. Let's go to the third, which is zero victim mentality. So, I advise my clients to don't cry about bad beats, to don't speak about how bad they're running, or the setup that they had on a deep run, or in a final table that they lost on ninth place or eighth place. No, either you speak about the things that you want to improve, or a question, or a hand that you want to discuss with your friends, or you just stay quiet, because the victim thoughts that we feed, we make them grow and we give them strength in our mindset. So the best is to just stay quiet and don't speak about things that we cannot change, or that take the strength out of us. Does this make sense for you guys? Next, new year motivation doesn't sustain change. As you know, when the new year starts, everyone wants to start new routines, and or get better results or change their lives, but those those goals doesn't sustain the change. What sustains it is the consistency and discipline to do every single day the things that we'll see during our class. Then, another very important point is to focus on the now, guys. I know in poker we're dealing with financial pressure, we're dealing with wins and losses in the very small amount of time. But what really matters for our growth and for our increase of profit and fulfillment with the career, it's the now, what we do today. So to have like a more protected mindset, I suggest you to think just in today terms. So what can I do today so I grow, so my game gets better, so I deal better with the situation I have on my plate at the moment. So focus on the now. And the last point is that 80% of success it's mental. And this is not just for poker, it's for everything. If you have the right mindset and you're consistent enough, you'll find a way to achieve your goals. Only 80% is technical. So yeah, poker it's hard, especially if you play mid to high stakes. But what's harder is the mental part of it, and that's what we're talking today, and that's what I can help you with. But before going forward with our class, I want to tell you about a bit about me so you can understand why do I have the property, the the capacity to speak about these topics. So, a quick bio. I am, as you know, my name is Renato, and I am the Elite Performance founder and head coach. I used to play poker myself. I was a professional for 8 years, and I played sit and goes heads up. And during my career as a poker mindset and performance coach, my clients earn more than 26 million dollars. So while I helped them, they had this profit, and they also won 6 bracelets and titles in APT, Triton, BSOP, WPT, etc. Online, my clients also earn more than 30 Scoop and W Cup titles. So I have a lot of experience supporting and helping poker players achieving great results, and it's about that experience that I'm sharing with you today. So far, so good. Can you understand me well, guys? I know my English it's meh, but I guess it's enough for you guys to understand what I mean. But let me know on the comments while I drink my coconut water. A great way to stay hydrated. It's per. Thank you, Hikoshet. Okay, okay, guys. One thing I want to mention is I've worked with and I still work with players that are very consistent with their profits in online poker and live poker. And one thing I see in common in all of them is that they are very consistent with the basic stuff. And the basic stuff, it's simple to understand. It's not something like very advanced or sophisticated. No. The what brings big results in the long term, it's doing the basics well and during the and doing it them for long periods of time. So what we're seeing here in this class, it's not that anything that you never heard, but the importance of this is that you need to do this type of habits and routines since day one of 2026 till the 365 day. That's where the big results can come from. It's like going to the gym. You can have the best plan, you can have the best trainer with you, but you'll only get results if you go to the gym every day, every week, every month. So in poker the same happens. And the first routine, the first habit that you should have so you can play at your best and you earn the most amount of money in poker, it's a warm-up routine. If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. So I've been speaking with a lot of players, as I said before, and I know that even very experienced players, sometimes they don't have a warm-up routine. But if you look to poker as a career, as a like a sport, a mental sport, you know that in every sport, the performers have a routine that they execute before starting the game or the competition. And in poker, the same should happen. So let me know here in the chat who here have a warm up, a technical warm up routine. And this warm up routine should be done every day that you play. And there are no exceptions. If you want to be playing at your best, you have to have this routine that can be from 30 to 60 minutes, maybe less if you're starting with the routine, but you have to execute it before the grind. Okay, sometimes not always. Okay, guys. So something that you can take from this class is that you have to do the warm up every day, literally, because the warm up routine it's not for you to learn a new like a new concept, but it is to for you to have the concepts that you've been learning in the recent past to have it like present in your brain, in your mind, and with that, when you're playing, you're more focused on playing well. You're focused on taking good decisions, executing your plan, focused on the process itself, which is the cause of the results. While when you don't do the warm up, your mind goes more easily to the results. So it's more connected to the outcome. But in poker, the outcome in the short term doesn't mean anything. You can lose money and still have a great day in a sense that you played super well, you controlled your emotions, you had a high level of focus, and you can also have a bad day earning money because you can have a profitable day but you played bad, you played with distractions, you maybe played too many tables or you played tournaments that you shouldn't played. So so a warm up it's a great way for you to direct your mind for the actions and the things that help you the most. Okay, meditation and yoga and good nutrition, sports and study, but not consistent. Okay, so what I advise you in this sense is that even if you have to decrease the amount of time you do the warm up, or you have to decrease the amount of time of your preparation, you can decrease if that helps you to be consistent. But especially in the beginning when we're adding a new routine or a new habit, consistency it's more important than intensity. So make sure first that you're warming up every day, and then when that is happening, that then you can add more time or more volume to it. So yeah, look to the warm up as a football player looks to the his physical warm up. You don't see like a professional sportsman playing, or you don't see them compete without the warm up. So you're a poker player, you're like a mental sportsman, so you should have a mental warm up, and this will also help you to start the session more focused, thinking about poker, less distractions, etc. Also, the warm up should be dynamic in a sense that you want the warm up to be kind of equivalent to the cadency, to the dynamism of the session. So making drills or doing some drills, it's good because drills are fast. You need a quick thinking. Review the study notes, or goal setting. It's also good for the warm up, in a sense that you can have goals for the strategic part of the game. Let's say you've been working on the three bet from the blinds, you can have some goals for the day that you'll be focusing a bit more on the blind, so you can adjust the three bet ranges, etc. So find your warm up routine and then make sure that you're doing it every day. And guys, as I said before, I will not bring anything like sexy or like something that you never heard, because that's like the small part of performance, like the biohacking or the new concepts that no one has heard. That's okay, that's valid to a point, but that's in the right timing. If you don't have like these pillars, like the warm up, which is like a big a big pillar in the performance and career of poker players, it doesn't matter, the other points are not valid, because you need to be have a solid base, and the warm up it's one. Okay, so this is the first point. Let's go to the second, the study part, which is obvious, right? Study part and the study routine, it's enormous for a poker player. The thing is that a lot of players don't know or don't have good process and systems for their study. They watch or they assist with classes, technical classes. They they review their game, maybe they review their stats, they do drills, etc. But they're not doing it like in a smart way. And what is a smart study? For example, you're watching this class. I know my English, kinda, it's a blockage, but the data here, the information, guys, I guarantee it's very good if you implement in your game. But the question I have for you is, are you taking notes about the biggest insights or the most important information that I'm sharing here with you today? Are you taking notes? While I drink a bit of coconut water. So good. Because it doesn't matter if you study a lot, but you don't have a system so you can remind of what you've been studying. Okay, taking notes, it's super important. And on poker, while you study the nice guys, when you study strategy, you should be always taking notes about your insights, the important information about the game, things that things that are important for you at this moment, but your study should be always with notes. Also, as a poker player, guys, you should have a minimum of 1 hour and a half of study per day. Each year, poker it's getting more competitive with more teams helping players with more softwares. So if you're not studying a lot, you're you're losing the game in a sense that the field it's improving at a faster rate than you, and that's not sustainable. Also, having a good and a well developed study routine helps you a lot with the mindset part, because a lot of people ask me about how do I deal with tilt, or how do I deal with the anxiety, or the sadness of poker, etc. And that's a very valid question for poker players. But what people don't understand is that sometimes the tilt comes from the lack of confidence, lack of focus during the game, lack of routines. So you can get better at dealing with these emotions during the game, during your career, by having a good structure, a good professional structure. Because a lot of players say they're professional, but when you go and you analyze their day to day and how they play, like their performance, you see they're not being professional, because either they lack time of study, or they lack good warm up routines, or they can have a good volume of study but they don't take notes. And what I'm suggesting here is that you have a good volume of study, but you also have a good system, because we're so exposed to so many information that a lot of this information is just forgotten. So your our mind can be efficient. So we have to build this system so we don't forget about what's important for our game. And what's a smart study system? First, if you want to improve the output and your productivity on the study, you should have for every month a study plan. Tell me there tell me on the chat. Are you used to make a study plan? For example, February it's coming. Do you sit and think, okay, what is the type of study that I should do now that will bring me more EV or add more EV to my game? Because poker you can study a lot of things, but if you try to study a bit of everything, you'll you'll you will not learn anything, in a sense that you need to straighten your focus and get deeper in the topics. Nice, GM. Nice. Okay. So get if you're not used to make a study plan, start implementing it in your routine, either a monthly one or a weekly one. But this study plan will make the effective of your study. It will make your study more effective. Because you're not just studying, you're studying the important topics for your game at this current time. So this is an important point. The second one is to every time you're studying, take notes during the study. So every time you're studying, it should be accompanying. Yeah, you know what I mean. But you should be taking notes always, because One thing is to have like a passive study where I'm here and I'm just watching the video and yeah, okay, this guy doesn't know how to speak English, but he's sharing some nice information. That's one thing. But the other thing is just having like an active study. So you're listening, but then you're writing, or after that you rewrite your notes, you organize them, and maybe you ask questions on the chat. That's a more um, active study and dynamic study, because the more involved you're in the study with your human sense, not just hearing but speaking or writing or yeah, or sending message here. Okay, thanks, GM. Yeah, but the more dynamic the study is, the more reference your brain creates with the information, and the more it's like interiorized in your mind. And when we're studying poker, if we want to get a bit more technical, we want to bring the information that starts in the our conscious competence. So it's like the first layer of our mind, and we want to bring it to the unconscious competence, which is like our second nature. And when this information and the strategy that we're learning, it's part of our unconscious competence, that means that even if you're playing your C game or you're on tilt on your or you're tired, you're still applying that information, because it's so it's so mastered that you can apply it in any circumstance. So that's why we need to have these systems that help to bring the information to deeper layers of our brain. Then the third point of this smart study system, it's a library. So you don't just take notes. You take notes, but then you have it like organized on your library, because this organization it's very important, because of the next point, that is, you don't just take notes and forget about those notes forever. No, you take notes, but then on the same day or on the same weeks or week or next week, you go back to these notes, because you know this, if you go and read the notes you took like 1 or 2 weeks ago, or 1 month ago, you'll see that you've forgotten like 80 to 90% of that information. And that's why you need to review those notes, because this review part helps you to not forget about this information. And there's some strategy and some concepts that you've learned in the past that you don't want to forget. So the way to do it is to review it like a few times, so you get like you interiorize that information. And that's why you need the study library, because if you want to go check out your notes about a study you did like 2 weeks ago or 1 month ago, if you have your notes all over the place and you don't know where are them, you it will be hard to access them. So having your study library, and what I advise the players I work with for a library, just something simple, like you can create on Discord um, a group channel for yourself, just yourself, and then you create sub channels for different topics, or maybe group classes, one-on-one reviews. But yeah, have them like organized. And yes, yeah, it's really underrated. Poker players, but I think ourselves in general, the humans, want like they always want something new. like a new strategy, a new like a new yeah, a new insight, while they have a lot of things that they've studied in the past that are not like mastered, and it it should be mastered because there's like very important information. So yeah, focus on having like a smart study as well, not just volume but also structure. Any questions so far? These topics that we're talking about, it's like 70 to 80% of having a high performance during our poker sessions and on our career. And yeah, these are like where like most players make mistakes as well. So yeah, let's go to the third point: focus, the concentration during the grind. A lot of people think that because they play for themselves, or they are poker players, they can be grinding while they watch Netflix or they watch streams, and that takes a lot of the capacity of the players to play well. So if you want to bring your best game to the tables and you want to maximize your ROI, you need to be playing like fully focused. So what I help players to do is to eliminate all their distractions, which is obvious, but in the practical sense, it's harder than it looks. Rodrigo, Rodri Poker asked, every day is good or some days off it's better? It will depend. I guess Rodri Poker means it's asking about the study. I guess it will depend on each person, but I'd say in general it's good to study like it's better to study 1 hour and a half every day than try to study like 5 or 7 hours in just one day. But this will depend a lot on how it works better for you. But the thing is, focus on having a highly effective study, have this dynamic study as well, like with the note taking, with the reviewing notes, with studying the most important topics. Because, for example, you play, I don't know, but I guess that you play tournaments. So if you play tournaments, what is the most important part of the tournament strategy? Okay, it's pre-flop. Okay, in pre-flop, what are the most important parts? Maybe is the ICM or raise first in ranges, c-bet ranges, big blind defense, etc. But focus your study in the most important topics. Low cash. Okay, yeah. But the thing is, just direct your study for the parts of the game that will increase or add more to your EV, and forget about, like, for example, for tournament players, it doesn't matter if you're a very good player playing like 100 BB plus. It doesn't matter because it's very early in the tournament that you play this game, this stack depth. And when the big decisions come, which are in the final of the tournaments, you're playing like 20, 30 big blinds deep, 10 big blinds. So yeah. Okay, getting back to the focus. Focus, guys, can make or break your game. And if you do everything well, but you fail on the focus, you're basically shooting your foot. Here on the chat, guys, tell me from 1 to 10, where 10 it's the best focus ever, what's the average level of focus that you bring to the tables? Uh, yeah, focus is the oxygen of a poker player. Without it, you cannot access your best game. That's true. If you want to play your A game, you need focus. If you want to enter the flow state, the most important detail of it is focus. So if there's no focus, there's no flow state, obviously. And if you play with distractions, you're basically capped to a B and C game. Yeah. Okay, 7-8, playing live, 80% till I go down to one table. Yeah. So that's a question I have here. How is your focus during the final stretch without deep runs or at the end of the sessions? Because I know players normally when they're finishing their session, they're tired, maybe they've lost a good amount of money or they're emotional and they get bored if they don't have like a deep run of the or if the day hasn't gone well for them, they get bored, and with this boredom they open distractions like they bring a YouTube streams, Netflix, mobile phone, WhatsApp. So that's something that takes a lot of money from you in the long term, because you have to look at poker as the best way to earn money. It's through maximizing your winnings, and the second best way to earn money is to minimize your losses. So when the day it's going hard, when you've been losing a lot, when the day keeps hitting you, you, instead of just like losing interest in the game, you should do the opposite, which is you should focus to at least have one more ETM or earn one buy-in more, or sometimes you get a final table because you played like 3 or 4 hours just one table, but you were there focused, and you get to a final table because you were like playing well. But think in terms of, okay, on the bad days I want to minimize the losses, which is basically like it's bringing you more profit in general. So yeah, and I have here a strategy which is gamify the end of your session. So the boredom comes because you don't have much stimulus with the session. If you're just playing one table or two and there's no many decisions to make, there's not much things to think, and this concept of gamifying the session is that you start to search for things during the session, like inside the tournament you're playing, that makes you like active and stimulated. For example, you're playing one table, but while you're playing you can be like shark scooping everyone, you can be taking a lot of notes, watching many replays. Maybe you open the other tables of this tournament and you check what's happening with the other players on the other tables. You start taking notes of the other players that are not playing on your table, but you might be facing them in the future, maybe another day or uh, later on the tournament. But the thing is, you have to be active, actively thinking about your session, or else you'll get bored. And if you're bored, it's very easily to get distracted, because the boredom is what gives you the impulsive thinking to open something on the side. Reaching flow state, it's really hard for me. When you get there, it's like being in the matrix. Yeah, reaching flow, it's hard. Yeah, but there's a philosophy, let's put it that way, for it, which is, I don't know if you guys have seen the chart, the flow state chart, which is like the challenge and the skill. And when you find the right balance between the challenge you're facing and your technical skill, you get in a state, or at least you get close to the flow state. To get into the flow state, it's hard in a sense that it's difficult to control to 100%, but there's some points that you can control that will increase your chances of getting into the flow state. And one point that is very important for it, it's the focus, guys. And the focus, let's say if you're having like a 6 out of 10 in focus, that means that you can only play up to the 6 out of 10 of your knowledge in the game. You cannot play a 8 out of 10 while having a 6 out of 10 in focus. Does this make sense for you? So these 3 points, guys, this is the basic stuff, and the basic stuff is the most important stuff. So if you get like very good at these 3 points, you're already like in front of 80% of the field. Because I know this is not new, but I know as well that a lot of players lack like the seriousness and the professionalism in these areas. And at the same time, I know the guys that are crashing the game, they are very good at it. And in poker, like for you to be good, you don't need to know something that few players know. Okay, you have to be very good technically, but you have to be also very good like in performing. And performing is this: a good preparation for your session, having well built routines to study, and study from day one to the last day of the year, to the day 365. Um, and then when you play poker, you have to be like laser focused, literally laser focused. You should not be allowing yourself to, if you don't need to check the phone. If it's something like important, okay, you check the phone, but besides that, you shouldn't be checking the phone or checking Discord or WhatsApp on the computer. No, you have to be here on your bubble, so this level of focus can bring your best version as a poker player. And these 3 points will be the best anti-tilt you can have as well. So you're improving your performance, but you're also improving your emotional control and emotional intelligence. And then you enter what we call the winner cycle, which is you get more confident because you're playing well, you're studying more, you're preparing better, and with that, you get more confident. With this confidence, you have more winnings. These winnings bring you more confidence, and this added confidence add even more winnings. So you enter here a loop of of winnings, and that's basically what happens when we are on an upswing. So guys, there's a lot of things here to work on. Again, this looks simple, but in practice it's not, because you have to put this to action like every day of the year, every day that you play. And to finish our class, I'm presenting you a program that we've built, me and my team, to help poker players during the Scoop series, as well players that play other other games. But knowing is not enough, guys. You have to put in practice. And execution comes from consistency every day. The work I do with the players, it's about structure. So you'll have good results, and you feel very early in the begin in our work, um, the improvements and the results getting better. But what we're looking to get is to create a structure that you can continue to use after our work, and that will keep giving you good results. So if you want to be part of this mentorship, we have an exclusive offer for the standard banking community. You just need to send me a message. I'll drop here my Discord, which is Renato Consigliere. And yeah, just send me a message. We have an exclusive offer for you. And if you have any questions, just let me know. You can send me a message, and you can send here on the chat while we're live. I'm happy to answer. In our program, you will also build a stable confidence. Yeah, because confidence in poker comes a lot from the results, but in the short term, results don't reflect how good we're playing. So we have to earn confidence throughout other areas. And 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 yeah, we work like your confidence, so you don't depend exclusive from the results, and you have other factors that help you to maintain the confidence on like a good level. I will not say that you have focus like 10 out of 10 during all year, but instead of going from a 9 on your best phases and like a 5 or 4 on your worst moments, you'll have a 9 on top and maybe a 7.5 on your worst moments. No, it's a mentorship. It's a program, guys. So it's a 3-month program where we have one-on-one sessions, and we work like your the things we saw on the class, but we work focus, we work your emotional control, we work your preparation, the study routine, the study systems that we saw. Okay, Jean, just send me a message on Discord. I left my username here on chat, or you can send me an email as well. And yeah, guys, anything, just feel free to send me a message on Discord, on email, or I guess yes, I am. I'm just checking. I am on the standard backing Discord channel. And yeah, guys, these are the main points for 2026. Believe me, if you do this right, you're ahead of 80% of the field. Thanks for having me. This was my first English masterclass, but if everything goes well, I will have some English classes, I can tell you. And next time, I will bring a different topic and a better English as well. Nice to meet you guys. Good luck for 2026. And if you need anything, just let me know. Okay, guys, have a nice weekend and let's go. Let's crush.